order the Lynn City Planning Commission for July 25th, 2023. Would you call the roll, please?
Yes. Bill Barber.
Here.
Kay Dubinsky.
Here.
Mark Hairston. He said he would be absent. Carmen Lodato.
Here.
Frank Seaman.
Here.
Jonathan Jennings.
Present.
Josh Smith also said he would be excused. And Bob Finney.
Here.
Okay.
Okay, could I have a motion to excuse the gentleman?
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, they are excused. You have the minutes. They're rather lengthy. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes as presented? If there are none, we'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
So moved. Second.
Okay. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the minutes are approved. We have, under new business tonight, one item. Mr. William Petrie, 1371 Main Street, Lakemore, Ohio. All-out concrete incorporated site plan approval for Prospect Street parcel. Mr. Petrie, if you'd like to make your presentation to the group. Our procedure here is that we do the questioning with the group at the front in the beginning. After we have exhausted questions here, we open it up to the public to speak.
Check. Hi, my name is William Petrie, All Out Concrete Incorporated. This is my 24th season in business. We're currently over in Mogador. We have a laydown yard. We're hoping to build a 40 by 60 pole barn on the property. Starting with phase one, fencing in the area to secure it, gravel yard, set down a base for gear. We'd be storing small excavators, skid steers, trailers, trucks, and in the front of the building we're hoping to do like a lean-to, kind of doll it up a little bit so it's not just a building, landscape the front, just kind of keep everything nice and tidy there and keep everything mowed and looking good coming into the city. I don't know what else to say really. If you got any questions.
Having looked through your application, this piece of property, this is owned industrial I-1, I believe, with that, and what you're asking for is appropriate for that area. I think you're contiguous to the gasoline operation that is next door.
Yep.
With that. The only thing I have a question about myself, does anyone else on the panel have a question you want to ask? What we're doing is we're looking at a site plan, which we can vote on tonight if need be. This is pretty much a vacant area right now. It's my understanding that the sign that's there is still, it's not on your property, is that correct?
The billboard or the Ravenna sign?
The billboard.
I believe it is.
It's on your property?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
That didn't come with the sale, though, did it?
The lease. So,
The lease, you do own the lease?
no, I do not own the lease.
Okay, you own the sign, but not the lease. Okay, that was,
Yep.
okay, all right.
Okay.
He's keeping the collection, all the good stuff part of the sign. But I'm trying to work on the north side of the property, far from that. So I think I'm far enough away to where it really doesn't obstruct my business or the sign itself.
Okay.
And then, also, we really don't, you know, we're not like retail or anything. We mostly operate in the field, so this would be, you know, personnel meeting, leaving with a couple trucks, pretty much gone most of the day, occasionally switching trailers, machines occasionally, but we're mostly an on-site company, so, you know, there's not gonna be a lot of action out of there, you know, as far as movement. Most of it's just swapping gear, and a lot of our jobs are medium-sized, so we don't really do like day installs. The current project we're on, we've been on for over a year, so, I mean, I only do maybe a dozen large-scale outdoor living areas annually. And I'm hoping to expand, but that's my plan in the beginning, you know. And we do put in pools and stuff like that, so, but once again, all that stuff gets delivered by semi to site, so, you know, there's really not a lot of debris per se or random stuff. Most things that would be there would be registered, or, except for like the equipment, obviously, machines, but
All right.
the only time it would probably look congested would be maybe the winter, because obviously we bring all the gear home and pack it down and kind of store it for the season, and then bring it back out in like February, March.
Okay. You have, as I recall, about 5 acres there, is that right?
Yeah, 5.14, I believe.
Okay. I guess we kind of want to know, as we're driving by, what's it going to look like?
Okay. I do have, I can plug into this actually, I realized, Tiffany.
Okay.
I do have that plug. I don't know how to pull that up. So I have a picture of a similar two buildings that, just a rendering of the style of the building we want to do. And then I do have a colored site plan with, I took drone footage of the property and then basically 3D set up a area where the gravel site fence building would be a little bit more than the or just the pencil rendering. If I could pull that
Do you
up
wanna try
on the
to hook it
screens,
up?
maybe.
Try.
Yeah, go ahead. I think I just have to hit floor, right?
I think so, yeah.
And then drag something over or something.
If this goes off without a hitch, it'll be the first time I've
Little
seen that.
camera.
Yeah, you're right.
So is that hooked up to this line?
They're all, yeah. they
It should be.
Are you're plugged in and opened up? Or picture up?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if it just mirrors this screen or.
Okay, so I can see it on mine.
Oh, you can see it running.
Uh-huh. So I think I have to do something over here.
Yes, you do.
What do I have to do? Drag it over or something, right?
Your notes.
It says right. Presentations live view camera. Camera drag to the right. Where's this on camera?
Try it. Doesn't hurt. Let go. Let go.
No, I don't think that's it. I thought it was something up here. No, I don't know what's going on.
Okay, no, do that.
I don't know. Oh my gosh.
I thought there was
There's
one of
always
these
like,
buttons over here. Did you have to hit one of those buttons?
I did. So it's floor.
Mhm.
I know it's like something.
I didn't bring my instructions with me. They're right.
Stand by, please. Sorry. So I have to do something like, I have to like grab it or something.
Wasn't there something down at the bottom? Like those little thingies down here?
Oh yeah, the things will probably just close that.
Yeah, things for-
It's technical
Yeah,
language, little thingies.
It's not that. Let's go.
This.
Yeah, try that and then hit something.
It's not. It's the picture. 'Cause I can see the picture. Wait, hold on. It's the camera went out. Oh, goodness.
I'm just gonna ask one question.
Go ahead. Go ahead and ask.
Yeah.
Oh, am I asking now?
Go
Yeah,
ahead. Yeah, while we're trying to figure this out, sorry.
Go ahead. If any of the people on the
Are you gonna
commission
ask
have
about the
questions or
entrances?
comments, please do them now.
Yeah, just one quick question for you. It's gonna be a gravel pad you're gonna be driving the trucks on and stuff, is that right?
Yeah.
All right. Do you have any, I guess I'm a little concerned about a lot of dust that might be, as the gravel
So
breaks
floor
down, or if you
two
guys are,
presentations.
have the trucks coming back from the
And
site.
the camera one is
Do you have
live
much
feed.
dust generated?
Yeah, 'cause
Do
I'm
you
on
have a
my
dust
feet,
control
so-
plan for those people
Little
living
camera
across the
drag
street?
to the right.
I am gonna use 57 limestone, like premium version limestone, which should you know,
Where's your
definitely
little
keep that
camera?
down
I don't know.
as
I
it's
think
washed.
that's
Phase
No,
3
I
though, I
think
plan
it's
on
right.
concrete
It's the
entrance
webcam.
through the fence and to the building, and then,
No,
the employee parking on the right-hand side.
And phase 3 is looking to
I
be
don't know
down.
what I'm doing now.
26, 27.
Okay.
So I'm hoping to do a build next
I
year
don't know how.
or
I'm not really frustrated.
25 at the latest,
So we ended streams and now.
2025.
All right. I guess the only thing I would ask you to consider is that when it is dry and you have a lot coming in, you know, to have some water control for dust, some sort of dust control on that. And if you can add that, Bob, to,
I'm sorry.
We can't hear what you're saying.
Say that one more time.
We don't know.
A dust control plan.
yeah.
I don't think
Okay.
this is gonna work out. We'll just
Yep.
proceed.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, I have it on the laptop, we could pass it around, it flips into a tablet, if you wanna kinda look at it. I have just
Why don't you do
Isn't-
that?
is-
it's just a
would-
color
yeah.
rendering.
You
and
want to just
then-
kind of walk it around and show them?
Bob, what the concern was for,
And
dust.
Sure.
we shouldn't have too much traffic, and it won't be like a lot of, like I said, we're mostly on site, so even the employees generally drive to the sites.
Okay.
Generally just the equipment swaps, which literally, I mean, to give you an example, the project we've been on this, the equipment's been on it for literally a year, so, you know, obviously, we don't always do projects at scale, but, a couple of months max, so it shouldn't be like heavy traffic, like, let's say like a maintenance company where they're leaving, coming and going every day, in and out.
I can't even, I don't even know.
Mostly it would be
Anything to work
me
now.
and office staff showing up in the office versus, you know, the equipment, you literally in the summer goes site to site to site. It's just too costly to like bring it back to Portage County and then ship it back out, so we try to jump it and then bring it home in the fall, and then, so that should help a little dust wise, I mean, we're not too active
Right.
on the backside. And then I do wanna get the entrance concreted through, cause I don't want gravel basically rolling out into the road, you know, we take off.
And the times would be during normal business operating hours?
Yes, yep.
While you're walking around, explain your three phases, the time frame of your three phases.
Okay. That's still up.
Nice looking pool.
That's a nice pool.
Is that gonna be there?
That's for the office staff.
Yeah, I was hoping to show, I could show you the current project we're on. We're actually working on the biggest patio in Ohio right now. Currently, it's in the top 5 in the eastern United States. It's nuts.
That looks nice.
That's just basically a top view of what we'd be trying to do.
Go ahead, I saw. Mhm.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, all right, cheers, thanks. Oh, it's, okay, thank you.
And all the equipment and stuff would be, we'd be trying to keep that behind the building, so. My goal is to keep the fence line and everything clear and clean, and
Yep.
that way there's not a bunch of rubble and random things up in the front.
Well, I appreciate that because that's coming right into town.
Yeah.
And it's for some people will be, you know, the first bit of the impressions they get,
Yeah.
so we want that to look,
I already cleared out the sign was buried. I was scrambling around and they're trying to get it looking a little nicer there.
oh, we appreciate that.
Your effort stuck out. I was shocked when I drove by there and the grass had been cut.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was like 8 feet tall back there when I was brush hogging it.
Yeah.
I'm very thankful I had an enclosed machine because there was quite a few things trying to get at me. Nests, hornet nests and just random stuff.
This company has excellent reviews, by the way, all 5 stars.
Okay, that's good to hear.
Do you do municipal work or just private work?
We have, that would be something I would look into probably if, we're just so busy with residential,
Mhm.
like outdoor living, we're kind of specialized, so. I think as I, you know, wanna do more, we call it gray work, it's like a little more straightforward, and, we've done a bunch of stuff in the falls, and like Copley and stuff, but we tend to stick to outdoor living. So this is this is our current project we're working on right now.
Oh, wow.
Jeez.
Just to kind of give you an idea.
Oh, nice.
And they're not all that big. By all means, this is like a monster. It's
Wow, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
You might have to just show those guys that over there as well, in the audience, because.
When's my
you can
house
show
ready?
'em up.
Was that?
I said, when's my house ready?
Yeah, right, that's your house, retirement home.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
It's beautiful.
yeah, I appreciate it.
God, do you have any more issues?
I want, when, he's got one more picture, and then I do have a couple questions.
I totally missed all your question. I don't know what,
What's that?
I don't know what Bill asked.
Dust control.
So here's one we just, I don't know if you guys have
Okay.
heard of Majestic Trailer. I just wrapped this up for the
Oh,
other.
from like when they.
This is on Porch Lake. It's a little
Okay.
more, not as like.
For the driveway, to drive, okay.
Okay.
So all that rock you see is all like carbon concrete. It's all manufactured.
Oh, wow. Wow, amazing.
Oh, wow.
Very nice.
Okay.
I don't,
And
did
he
you hear
said-
Carmen say that they're a five-star company?
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, I heard that. I guess I didn't really understand. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Does anyone else on the planning commission have any more comments or questions to ask at this point in time?
I had asked for him to explain his phases as he shows in his business model, time frame of your phases.
Okay, so this year I'm hoping, he said I can move forward on the driveway, we cut that in, got that in, temporary drive. There's, it's 25,000 square feet, we're gonna cut, this, and then add stone, and then I want a fence in the front with a 16-foot entrance, rolling gate. That'd be initially phase one, and then at best, this winter in downtime, we'd love to do a build if we can do it financial-wise. Or next season, start the build, get footing in, steel building, and then, oh yeah, that's what I was gonna pull up is the rendering of the building we're trying to do. So this is basically what we're trying to build.
Okay.
It'd be a footed, basically, structure,
Okay.
with the office on the corner, with the cover.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is what we're trying to build.
The office that you build will have a bathroom and plumbing?
Yes, I would like to tie in.
Okay.
Yep.
And that the utilities are available at that location.
Okay.
We have another company that is a plumbing company that still uses an outhouse, and it's been about 14 years. We've tried to convince them to connect, but we haven't been willing, the law director hasn't been willing to go the distance, but
Yeah,
we want to, the building code will not permit that
yeah,
at this point, so.
yeah, I understand. Yeah, it would definitely be my goal to get that tied in, and that way we have water for wash down and equipment and everything. We kind of need to be set up to operate.
The plumbing company that I'm referring to asked for 1 year to complete a lot of their improvements. Took them many years further beyond, but they have completed their improvements except indoor plumbing. But they do have water, they're not using it, they asphalted their driveway and a parking area, that sort of thing, so. Planning Commission did grant them 12 months to do those things. Planning Commission has also granted 24 months for certain not variances, but permissions for temporary trailers. For Paris Company, for instance, they needed a temporary trailer for their workforce, for their truckers. So it's not out of Planning Commission's purview to add extensions if, if they see fit to do so.
Is that your recommendation at this time?
I would say at least 12 months, to do the things that he wants to do this year, along with his, I understand his construction schedule, I understand all construction schedules right now. And in the spring, in the winter would be a better time to build a building, for that matter. I wouldn't say it's my recommendation, I'm just saying, Planning Commission has approved these things, it's not out of the realm for them to allow a time frame.
Did you get all 3 phases?
Yes. Well, the third phase was the concrete apron. You're thinking in another year,
Yeah.
kind of after, obviously after the building is
Yeah.
built. Okay.
Yeah, once the construction's done and we wouldn't have any heavier equipment or concrete trucks, et cetera, just I'm not bringing heavier stuff across. Which it would be 5-inch all the way back, it would handle it, but I just prefer, that way it stays extra nice. Kind of work our way off the property essentially, do the build, get the apron in the parking lot area, and I can't stand asphalt, obviously I'm a concrete guy, so we'd be concrete and everything, and then work our way down the apron to the road.
Will you have piles of excavated concrete
No,
from other jobs on
no,
site?
I wouldn't bring anything home like that, no.
All right. Where would you dispose of it if you did?
We do Bertolini and off Copley, and then I forget the name of it. It's right here off of Route 43 and 76 here.
Okay. All right.
I think it's Rootstown Topsoil, or can't think of the name.
Oh, the one at Route 18, right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they crush it up there.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
On Sunnybrook Road.
It kind of just depends where we're operating.
Sure.
There's plenty of sites that they take it for free, and then there's Esselage off of General Street, off of coming out of Akron.
Patrick's is on Route 5.
Oh,
He does
here
it too.
this way. Okay,
Mhm.
cool.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just not feasible to bring it home and deal with it.
Mhm. Sure. There was another contractor that was interested in doing that at this property,
Oh, bulking it and crushing it, yeah,
or just storing it, and then,
yeah,
again, this is an entry to the city
yeah,
that we want to maintain. City Council actually put a moratorium on storage units specifically for this property because people were interested in building storage units on this property, and we didn't want that as an entrance into the city.
yep, I understand.
I don't have any other questions.
Anybody from the audience? Cliff?
You obviously have worked over the years with 57s and limestone. You might want to explain that there's not much dust that comes from them. Once the environment or the rain cleans those off,
Yeah.
there's no dust that comes from
Yeah.
that stuff. Because if everybody doesn't know what a 57 is, it's about so big, right?
Yeah,
And it's not
They're
like
7
it's
centimeters.
powdered or anything, so you shouldn't have any dust problems there at all,
No.
really. Especially, you won't be driving fast, even if it was the other way, so you shouldn't have it, okay. good.
yeah, and it'll be a number 4 base, which is a larger stone. We base it in that, and then we top it at 57, so it's not rough on the vehicles.
Sure.
But yeah, any dust would actually bleed through, and it'd be a substrate on the bottom, so.
That stuff almost turns to concrete by itself sometimes.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
The limestone, it grabs together.
Yeah,
Okay.
it packs, and we have some good-sized tampers and stuff, we compact it. And realistically, over a long term, I probably would be trying to concrete the whole yard. I mean, but that's, quite a bit of square foot, half acre there, so. That would literally probably be like, 130 or something.
Anyone else? Okay, seeing none, anybody else have a question? Okay, I guess what we need to do is decide on the
Contingencies.
contingencies, and include that in any motion that you're going to give forth. And right now, you're recommending Phase 1 be a year, is that correct?
No, phase one would be this year, which is the
Okay.
fence and signage. Remove the grass, compact the area, which I think he's done. Install a 6-foot fence, install signage, that's phase 1. Phase 2 is to build the building during the be calendar year 2024. Is that fair? All right, and then phase 3 would be the additional concrete apron, no later than calendar year 25. Is that fair?
Yeah.
I have a question.
And also, obviously, once the building's built, connect to utilities.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go ahead, Carmen.
Being that this is at the entrance of the city, and is there like a landscaping plan, or is it just gonna be the open chain link fence to the stored vehicles?
I have thought about putting a buffer between the concrete and the fence line, so right inside the fence in front of the building, like a 5-foot strip bed down through there, which I could, do assorted, like gold mops, maybe a couple cypress or something, just to kind of,
I feel like that
we
was,
basically we're a hybrid landscape contractor, essentially. I mean, we're a concrete contractor, but you can tell by my work that clearly we deal in, we work the whole property start to finish, so I definitely, because I use that to showcase, my business definitely needs to reflect the work we do, so I would definitely plan on that. I don't have anything drawn up, but I could submit something like that if you needed something like that over,
I would like that only because council has also expressly gone out of their way to put those moratoriums on to make it in the spirit of the aesthetics for the city.
And then the signage, I would love to do something probably around and behind the sign as like a island.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping to do, we do quite a bit of stonework, and we would cast actually a cast concrete pillar system, and then the sign gets fastened to that, so it'd be definitely once again, reflect basically the work we do. I would use the same cast stamped concrete method. It would basically be a showcase as far as the sign goes as well.
So how would that work, moving this forward? To add that on as a motion?
Can you take his word that he will do these things, or do you want him to submit it in writing?
How,
Well, as you've pointed out, he has a 5-star rating,
yes,
which I would expect would be trustworthy.
I feel like for posterity, only because I think that I would feel more comfortable being able to point to something that was actually physically there.
All right.
I'm only saying that because I really trusted those people from the weed shop, and I'm not gonna go down that road again.
I'm not done with them yet either.
Okay.
I'm not done with them.
So,
We're still working on that.
okay, but I'm just saying, it's
The
nothing
sign is
personal to
actually-
you, it's just learning from my mistakes.
The
Learning
sign is
from
actually one of my priorities, because obviously I've been dying, we actually have really nice signage. I mean, we don't have like the little
Yeah,
signs that go in the yard, we have like vinyl, thick vinyl like signs that are made. I've been dying to already put that up, but I wanted to wait, because I know there's like temporary signage and,
and it's gonna be this
it would
all-out
just,
concrete,
yeah, it would just say alloutconcrete.com, that's all it would say. There would be no phone number, nothing else.
cause we're not gonna go to a grand opening and it's gonna say "So Good Concrete" or
no, no.
anything like that.
No.
Just
Super
Very
good,
clean
super
cut.
good concrete.
super good.
So, Carmen, how about this? Contingent upon phase 1, fall of '23.
Okay,
Phase 2, he'll submit us a landscape plan with the building construction plans in 2024.
that sounds good.
Okay. As even at this point, he wouldn't plant until the fall at this point anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, I got
Makes
a
sense,
couple
okay.
architects I've been talking with, so obviously we'd have to pull all that up, like, integrate all that in there.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
As far as the dust, and I appreciate Cliff's comments, I'll look to you, Bob. Do you think dust isn't gonna be an issue out there?
So
Not
we
an issue, should we have some sort of plan to
have
let it down?
ordinances that they have to control their dust. We have issued violations to commercial businesses for them to control their dust. And there was a company locally that actually would spray. I'm not sure if they still do it, but I know we've,
Logs,
I'm sorry?
logs.
No, parking lot dust control.
Oh,
We've done hot stove baseball. Oh, we didn't, but they had to control their dust. So we do have an ordinance, dust has to be controlled.
Okay. If that'll
So we-
cover it, I'm concerned
Yes.
about those folks.
I understand.
No, these are good questions. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, so we have authority to require that through ordinances.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and make that motion with the three-phase contingency with the landscape, being submitted with phase 2.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Mr. Barber? Call the roll.
Alrighty. Kay Dubinsky,
Yes.
Frank Seaman,
Yes.
Jonathan Jennings,
Yes.
Bill Barber,
Yes.
and Carmen Lovato.
Yes.
Thank you.
That's it? You're done? Okay.
Good luck.
All right.
Nice meeting you guys.
Hope
All right. Now, you do need to submit for a fence permit,
Yeah,
so to Tiffany and I.
yeah,
We'll get you moving there.
yeah, I'll email that.
And a sign also, sign permit and a fence permit.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for coming tonight. There is no old business. Could we have a motion to adjourn?
So, second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? We are adjourned. We're almost 2 minutes past.
It's not too bad.
Bob, thank you.